My name is Lena Carter, and the night I turned 18, I learned something strange about my family. Not the kind of strange you notice all at once, the slow kind. The kind that grows quietly in the corners of memory until suddenly everything makes sense. It started with a small envelope. 2 weeks before my birthday, I was cleaning the attic of my grandmother's house in Maplewood, Vermont. The house had been closed for almost a year since she passed away, and my father kept saying we should sell it. Too expensive to maintain, he'd repeat every time the topic came up. The attic smelled like cedar and dust, old suitcases, boxes of winter coats, a broken lamp that no one remembered buying. I was about to leave when I noticed a drawer in the back of my grandmother's writing desk. Inside was an envelope with my name on it. Lena. Just that. No last name, just my first name, written in my grandmother's looping handwriting. For a moment, I just stood there holding it. My grandmother, Margaret Carter, had died quietly in her sleep the previous spring. Heart failure. Peaceful, everyone said. My dad had cried at the funeral. My aunt had cried too. But a week later, they were already arguing about the house. I opened the envelope. Inside was a business card. Samuel Ortega, a state attorney. Underneath the name was a phone number and a small handwritten note from my grandmother. Call him when you turn 18. That was it. No explanation. Just that single instruction. Downstairs, my dad and my uncle were talking in the kitchen. Their voices floated up through the staircase. Property taxes alone are ridiculous, my Uncle Brian was saying. Exactly, my dad replied. We sell the place and split the money. Simple. I slipped the card into my pocket. Something about the way they talked made my stomach feel tight. Because when I thought about my grandmother's house, I didn't see a piece of property. I saw the kitchen where she made pancakes on Sunday mornings, the porch swing where she told me stories about growing up in Ohio, the oak tree where she carved our initials when I was 10. To them, it sounded like real estate. To me, it felt like a memory. I didn't call the number. Not yet. But that envelope stayed in my pocket the whole drive home, and that night I couldn't stop thinking about why my grandmother would wait until I was 18. Why not earlier? Why not just tell me? Unless she expected something to happen. Part 2. The lawyer's office. 3 days before my birthday, I finally called the number. The man who answered sounded calm, older, careful with his words. Samuel Ortega speaking. Hi, my name is Lena Carter. I found your card in an envelope from my grandmother, Margaret Carter. There was a pause on the line. Then he said something that made my heart start beating faster. I was wondering when you'd call. We met 2 days later in a small office in Burlington. Samuel Ortega looked exactly like the kind of lawyer who had been doing his job for 40 years. Gray hair, thick glasses, a desk covered in organized stacks of paper. He didn't waste time. Your grandmother came to see me 8 years ago, he said, opening a folder. 8 years? You were 10 at the time. I leaned forward in the chair. What did she do? He slid a document across the desk. Your grandmother created a family trust. I read the first line. Carter Family Irrevocable Trust. Below it was a list of assets. The house in Maplewood, a savings account, an investment portfolio. Total estimated value, $1.8 million. I looked up. That can't be right. It is, Ortega said gently. And the beneficiary? He tapped the bottom of the page. My name. Your father and your uncle are not beneficiaries, he continued. Your grandmother was very clear about that. Why? Ortega took off his glasses. She believed they would sell the house immediately. I thought about the conversation in the kitchen. The property taxes, the resale value, the quick decision to sell. My grandmother had known. She also left specific instructions, Ortega added. What instructions? That you were not to be told about the trust until you turned 18. Why? Because before that, he said quietly, you wouldn't have the legal authority to protect it. The room suddenly felt very still. What happens now? On your 18th birthday, you sign a document accepting the trust. And then? Then you become its legal beneficiary. I stared at the papers. My grandmother had planned this years before she died. Not just the trust, the timing, everything. Before I left, Ortega said one more thing. Your father called my office 2 weeks ago asking about your grandmother's estate. What did you tell him? The truth. And? I told him there was no estate to discuss. I felt a strange mixture of relief and dread. Because if my dad and uncle didn't know about the trust, they were probably planning something else. Part 3. The birthday dinner. My birthday dinner was supposed to be simple, just family. My dad grilled steaks in the backyard while my aunt set the table. My cousin played music on his phone. My little brother kept stealing pieces of cake frosting. Normal. Too normal. Halfway through dinner, my Uncle Brian cleared his throat. Since Lima's 18 now, he said, there's something we should talk about. My dad nodded. The house, he said. There it was. Brian leaned back in his chair. We've been offered $620,000 for it. The number hung in the air. That's a lot of money, my aunt added quickly. More than we expected. My father looked at me. We'd put some of it toward your college, of course. How much? I asked. He hesitated. 50,000. The same number my uncle had mentioned earlier that month when he thought I couldn't hear him. 50,000, out of 600,000. And the rest? I asked. Family expenses, he said vaguely. My uncle smiled. You're young, Lena. Trust us. I pushed my plate away. Who owns the house right now? They exchanged a glance. Technically, your grandmother, my father said, but after probate, it transfers to us. I almost laughed. Are you sure about that? Brian's smile faded slightly. What do you mean? I stood up from the table. Tomorrow morning at 9, I said calmly, you might want to check the county records before making any deals. My father frowned. What are you talking about? You'll see. I walked back into the house before anyone could stop me. Behind me, I heard my uncle whisper something urgently, but I didn't turn around, because I already knew what would happen next. Part 4. The Recorder's Office. At 8 a.m. the next morning, Samuel Ortega walked into the Maple County Recorder's Office. He filed 2 documents, the original trust agreement and a legal notice confirming the beneficiary, Lena Carter. At 9:12 a.m., my father and uncle walked through the same doors. They carried a folder with a sales agreement from a real estate developer. The clerk typed the parcel number into her computer. Then she frowned. I'm sorry, she said. This property can't be transferred. My uncle blinked. Why not? The title belongs to a trust. Silence. What trust? My father asked, slowly. The Carter Family Irrevocable Trust. She turned the screen toward them, and the beneficiary is... She checked the record. Lena Carter. My uncle's face went pale. My father didn't say anything. At 9:40 a.m., my phone rang. It was Ortega. It's done, he said. What happened? Let's just say, he replied calmly, Your grandmother planned very well. I stood on the porch of the Maplewood house, looking at the oak tree she planted 30 years earlier. The wind moved softly through the branches. For the first time since she died, the house felt quiet again. Safe. Not because of money, because of something much simpler. She had trusted me, and she made sure no one else could take that away.